Hey you guys, that's what shit coming at you. So today we're going to talk about Destruction Beastie Vanargand and another Genesis card. I'll get that in a second, but this card is a Stride Boss card for Genesis. As you guys know, some Genesis effects, or most Genesis effects, are usually taken from other clans, but they're improved upon. For example, last one was Yggdrasil. Yggdrasil had the Glory Maelstrom skill of forcing your opponent to not be able to guard with grade 1s or above, so they had to guard with grade 0s. And this time it gained a crit, so and the improvement was that it gained crit. This time it's taken from OTT. This card effect is Courses Guard Stride, and then Auto Vanguard Genesis Break 2. Soul Blast 6, so a basic Soul Blast 6 for regular boss cards. Choose a face down card named Destruction Beastie Vanargand from your G-Zone and turn it face up. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do until end of turn, this unit gets Auto Vanguard. At the beginning of your drive stack, look at 4 cards from the top of your deck. Search for up to 4 cards from among them, put them on the top of your deck in any order, and put the rest of the cards on the bottom of your deck in any order. So what that means is, so you look at 4 cards at the top. Say 2 out of 4 cards were triggers that you wanted, and the 2 were, say, grade 3s, or maybe something you just really didn't want to get at that time. You can keep the 2 triggers on top of your deck in any order. Send the other 2 cards to the bottom of the deck. So this is kind of like how OTT cards would look at the top card, put it at the bottom. Amaterasu would do that, but there is also another Fighters Collection card. As you guys see, someone mentioned it there. Goddess of 4 Season Persephone, which looked at the top 3 and then did pretty much the same thing. But this card looks at 4, and you can put them to bottom or top any way you want them to put it. So maybe, let's say, like for example, if you still play draws in this deck, because there's draw power in the deck, so maybe you don't play draws, maybe you do play draws still. It depends on how you play it. You look at the top 4 cards. One's a draw trigger, one's a perfect guard, one's a crit, one's a heal. You can put like the draw trigger to the top. Second would be the perfect guard. Third there. Fourth, so that way you didn't go like perfect guard, hit draw trigger, draw the heal, and then crit. That way you can go draw the perfect guard, crit, heal, and you get the 3 draw tracks there. So this happens at the beginning of your drive step. So what this means is your opponent your opponent won't have a chance to figure out like which cards you keep. This will be happening after they finish guarding, because at the beginning, this is the beginning drive step, which happens after your guardian step when they guard. So they'll be like, okay, I'll put 3 to pass or 2 to pass. Maybe if they don't have a perfect guard. If they have a perfect guard, they're probably going to use it on Vanargand, because you're going to look at the top 4 cards. So you'll attack. They go maybe 3 to pass, and they go, okay, look at top 4. There's 2 triggers. I'll put 2 to the top, 2 to the bottom. Again, same thing. You do that, and then you have a better chance of hitting that 3 triggers. You won't be getting all 4 unless you see a draw trigger, which is kind of good that it's a 4. So that way you have a chance of hitting that draw. Or maybe the 4th card was the trigger. So that way you can make the top 3 cards be the 3 you need to pass. So that's actually not bad of a card, which is pretty good. Especially when you have another card here I was talking about was Mythic Serpent Jormungand. I think that's a name from an anime, the Jormung part, but I don't know. It's a new card that got released. It's a rare. It's a Genesis Break 1 auto regard. When a card is put into the drop zone from your soul, this unit gains power plus 1,000 to end of turn. So this is like that grade 1 version, but this one is a grade 2. So, for example, with this, if you use Vanargand's effect, this card's going to gain 6k. If you use Prey Angel, you Soul Blast 3, this card will gain 3k, so it'll be a 12k attacker, and then you can give it the 5k power, so that'll be a 17k attacker by itself. Well, with this guy, he'll be a 15k attacker, and then maybe you can call something else. So, and it's not a once per turn effect, so it does stack a stack. So if you have any other cards, a Soul Blast, or maybe something else, or maybe you have like Yggdrasil, and you Soul Blast 6 with Yggdrasil, and your Genesis Break 1, this card will gain 6k, and you will be able to not only force your opponent to give up a bunch of guard to guard the Vanguard and grade 0s, so they can guard the Yggdrasil or maybe Fenrir's Genesis Break 2. You can also force them to give up a bunch of guard for rear guards if they don't have perfect guards. So this kind of reminds me of Sanctuary Guard, because it hits a lot of power. And also with the new center, you don't have to worry about decking out, and you can easily get soul because you're mandatory sword charging 3 each turn. You stride with Fenrir. You have the Journey Break 1 when it's Counter Blast 1 when this unit is boosted to soul charge 3 and draw a card, and then you also have the sand trigger to send it back to deck, and they do it. So that's why I kind of say like maybe you want to play 8 crit 4 stands for heal, or maybe you want to play 4 crit 4 stand for draw for heal. Maybe you want to play Rainbow. This deck has a lot of open possibilities to play Regalia support with it. I will definitely be building this deck and messing around with it. I can't wait for it because Genesis is my #1 clan. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think this is what Genesis needed? Would you prefer to standard? I still have mixed feelings about this card because it depends on how the deck's built, like how we're going to build it. I have a general idea in my mind, so I'll be looking to test that out. Maybe tell me what you guys are going to build with it. Are you going to put like something else like Yata with it? I don't feel like Yata would be too much to it because of the fact that it does put 1 card each time you guard. But I feel like there's other backups, grade 3s that are a lot better, like Yggdrasil or Minerva, because they don't the only thing they require in terms of specific Vanguard is Norm for Yggdrasil Legion Mate to have a Regalia Vanguard to gain 5k when you self-lesson. But that's not too hard if you ride Yggdrasil. Other than that, it won't hurt too much in the deck. So for me, I feel like there's just a bunch of possibilities for Genesis. Even though Genesis only came out in set 10, there's still a lot of great backups, grade 3s we have to go with this deck that can easily make off with the card effects they're showing. So like you got Yggdrasil, Minerva, we have I don't remember the Rag Chains effects. I think it was like Soul Blast 3 when it attacks, draw 2, put 1 into Soul. I think that was the effect. It's been a while since I played that deck. And then you also have Fortuna, which Fortuna is pretty good too. So you can put Fortuna for this backup because Fortuna was like Soul Blast 3 each time you take a drive check. If it was a grade 1 or higher, you can discard that card or negate it or something, and then do a drive check again to try and get triggers. So this is kind of like that to me. You can do that. There's so much Genesis has the playability rise to put with this card and with Fenrir to make the deck good. Tell me what you guys think. This video to sign out. Remember to like. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. Subscribe for more content, box openings, deck profiles, and more card analysis. Have a good day.